Hello, welcome to Dun Girls Podcast. I'm your host, Justin. Today we're reviewing another Halloween movie. Today we're reviewing Hubie Halloween, which is a 2020 comedy mystery film. It's an hour and 42 minutes. Directed by Steven Brill, who you'll know from mostly doing 90s movies. So it's like, wow, they kind of weird. They got this like guy who's like known for doing like the Mighty Ducks and Heavyweights to do like a modern, Adam Sandler movie. Which Adam Sandler stars in the film as Hubie Dubois, which wasn't that Dubois the name of his character from Waterboy, which I haven't seen that. I've seen some of that film, never really saw the whole thing. So yeah, the other stars in the film is you got Joey Bowen as Violet Valentine, who you'll know from, well, she was in another Adam Sandler movie from back in the day. What was it called? Happy Gilmore? Yeah. And Ray Liotta's in the film, Steve Buscemi, Ben Stiller has one scene in the film, Kevin James, Rob Schneider, and Shaq O'Neal has a scene. And you also have like a bunch of the like SNL actors, and also Michael Chiklis is in the film too, which that was cool seeing him. And Colin Quinn is also in the film, which I didn't even recognize him. He played like the janitor, and he was wearing like makeup. So the movie is about, well, it takes place in Salem, Massachusetts, which is kind of funny because I actually I did a commentary for like this Rob Zombie film, which took place in like Salem, Massachusetts. What was it called? The Lords of Salem, which I still haven't uploaded that commentary track. Well, at some point. Yeah, so the film takes place in like Salem, Massachusetts, like Halloween, and it's about basically this guy who's kind of an outcast named Hubie Dubois, who plays kind of like an autistic kind of guy who lives with his mom, works at the supermarket, and pretends to have a Canadian girlfriend, right? Who has a crush on this chick played by Joey Bowen, who was the prom queen at his local high school, who was married the the typical like mullet wearing high school jock, which at first I thought that was Kevin James. She was married to Kevin James in the film because Kevin James also has a mullet, but it's like there's also another guy in the film who has a mullet, so I couldn't even tell, man. Like I couldn't even tell. Yeah, so like his thing is that he's really big on Halloween, and he like pretends to be like this hall monitor kind of character on Halloween, trying to look out for everybody, try to protect people on Halloween, and everybody hates him for it, and he gets bullied a lot. By people like Ray Liotta, the local Catholic priest played by Michael Chiklis, aka the Thing from the Fantastic Four movies, which he was an awesome Ben Grimm, right? Which is the Thing's real name, right? If you can call like a fictional character, or real, like yeah, you know what I meant. You know what I meant. The secret, not even secret identity. Yeah. So like yeah, he gets bullied a lot, and the film kind of starts off like a Halloween parody of the John Carpenter Halloween films, where you see like there's this escaped mental patient who's like stalking people throughout the film, right? Pissing on everything, played by Rob Schneider, right? And there's also Hubie has a weird like neighbor played by Steve Buscemi, right? Who's also kind of weird, who may or may not be a werewolf in the film, right? Spoiler alert, right? And there's this whodunit where like people go missing, right, on Halloween night, which is like Hubie's like busiest night of the year because he he tries to protect people and everybody like hates him, right? Because he's always like like especially the teenagers bully him like really savage savage, right? Because like he's always like uh messing with their fun and stuff. Though like he could just call the cops, say these on the kids, but like he doesn't. Like he's somewhat understands, right? He even catches like his love interest like son, like who's supposed to be like babysitting his sisters, who's out on a date with this chick, right? And like he covers for him, so that was cool. Also, I forgot to mention there's this uh, black woman on the radio who like Hubie listens to her like broadcasts every day, and you find out that Shaq O'Neal who who is like who's married to a trans woman who I think it was an actual woman that they just had a dude like voice over him, right? And that was a very funny scene because like they're like making out in front of Hubie when that reveal happens. Like they're just making out in front of Hubie, and Hubie's like, "What the fuck?" Like the same reaction I would have. Man, because I remember there was I remember this funny thing happened at the mall one time, where like this was at the height of the trans stuff, where this like older guy who must have been like in his 60s, who just grew his hair out, just put makeup on, right? They was talking to like a random young couple about his transition and shit. I'm just like, what the fuck? Which I thought was funny. So it's like, yeah, it's kind of funny how you would think the movie was woke because of that, but it was actually like kind of like a it was basically like, oh, this is what a normal person's reaction to the trans stuff is, which I thought was funny. Was kind of weird that a lot of the usual Happy Madison crew was in the film. Like Adam and Dante weren't in the film, so Adam Cover and Dante, I forget his last name, was in the film, right? Which I'm a huge fan of those guys. I love when they did like movies without Adam Sandler, where they did like movies like Grandma's Boy and and Strange Wilderness, but those were like R-rated Happy Madison films, right? Where this is like, I don't even know what this movie is rated because there's some weird humor in the film where that's like that you would think would make it get like a 14A or something. But like this movie, I thought was almost like PG-13, right? Which was like weird because there's a lot of weird sex humor in the film, so it's like kind of weird that this movie's like they almost played it like PG-13, and like nobody actually dies in the film. Which like, come on, man! If you're gonna do a parody of fucking Halloween, can we have some like cool deaths in the film? That's the thing. Well, I thought the movie would have been better if it was less family friendly, which it's not even family friendly really, because of all the weird like dick and sex jokes in the film, right? But it's like because there's no actual violence in the film, right? I don't know, man. I thought, yeah, I don't know. So like, yeah. I'm new to like Adam Sandler films, like or at least recent Adam Sandler movies. So like I know a lot of people hate Adam Sandler films, right? Like especially my one internet friend Rudyland, who, hey buddy, man, I miss you. You haven't done any podcasts in a while, dude. I loved your movie review podcast, man. One of the reasons why I'm reviewing this movie because I'm hoping like Rudy Land will come out of hiding and like comment on this film, like, what the fuck you like this film? Which I actually did like the film, but it was like because it was like a fun, like family friendly kind of, not really, but like it was like a fun like Halloween film, right? But like I felt like it could have used more edge to it, like. Honestly, if you're looking for like because this movie is not like family friendly, dude. Like I wouldn't watch this with my kids. If I had kids, which Monster Squad, I think it's the superior like like Halloween like movie that you can watch with your kids. This is like no, you can't make because there's like weird dick humor, and there's like a scene at the drive-through, not drive-through. Fuck, what do you call it? When people park their cars and watch a movie outside. Ah, fuck. Fuck, I forget what that's called. The drive-in. Yes, the drive-in. Where like the one dude is trying to has this weird costume where it's like it's like his head is like a severed head and he has like fake arms, right, underneath his chin, like holding his head, right. That was like Tim Meadows' like costume, and he's like sucking on his fingers like it was a little dick, and I'm like, what? Trying to turn on his girlfriend, she was like, dude, that's gross. And it's like, dude, you can't have that in a fucking like family-friendly film, right? Which is, like I said, it was. That's the thing about this movie, because it was like, there's like, I don't think there was actual swearing, but it was like there was weird like sex and dick humor, and it's like, what the fuck is this, dude? Like you're riding the line between like like PG-13 and like 14A, man. Like I don't know, man. Like I said, I wouldn't let kids watch this film, right? But like I thought good things about the film. I thought there were some funny jokes in there. I liked the performances of the actors. And like it looks like a lot of people had fun shooting this film, right? And it's kind of funny, though. I did think it was kind of weird that like that like you have this character who's kind of who's borderline almost mentally challenged, who isn't. Apparently he's smart, but like I don't know. And like, oh, he has like this, I forgot to mention, his mom wears like these dirty like joke shirts all the time, right? And he keeps getting dirtier and dirtier. Right. And there's also this thing where he has this Swiss Army like furnace that makes no fucking sense. Like at one point it's like a vacuum. At one point it's like he shoots out like umbrella, right? And there's like he makes one coffee furnace where it's like a flare. It's also like a flare gun, and like and and at the same time he drinks out of it. Like, dude, like what the fuck? I thought that was like stupid, and like you would think, okay, at some point is that coffee furnace going to be useful, and it does at the end, but it's like it was the thing where like it was he needed to put out a fire, so he just used it. Like it could have just been a normal furnace the entire movie, but they did this joke where it was like a Swiss Army furnace where it could do all this different fucking things, man. Like it was like a weird like 1960s Batman gadget or some shit, and it's like, what the fuck, dude? Completely unnecessary. But overall, I thought the movie was fun, and I enjoyed myself. But like, would I watch this again? Not really. So I'm just giving it like a 6 out of 10. It was better than the last Halloween movie that I watched, which was the Manson Brothers versus Manson Brothers Midnight Zombie Massacre, which that movie was I don't know. I like the premise. I think that movie was like, it had a cool premise, but it was like they didn't have the budget to back it up. And then there was like, what the fuck is with all the MMA guys in the film, but no actual real wrestlers? It was like, what the hell? Yeah, so that's it for this review, guys. My next, I think I'm going to take a break from Halloween movies, and I'm going to review a found footage film that I've been meaning to watch and review for like a while. VHS, which is an anthology found footage film. I watched a little bit already, and it's actually pretty cool. So look forward to that review. Oh, did I forget to say? Yeah, it was a 6 out of 10. Yeah, all right, guys.